Xtreme Collectibles here with day 6 of 10 days of statues. And it's ironic that it's day 6 because I got 6 statues that arrived today. And I couldn't choose which one to do, but I decided to do a spider. And I really wanted a cool spider video to go with it. So I was searching, obviously great scenes from the movie Arachnophobia. But I found one that was arachnophobes exposed to spiders. So it was people who have arachnophobia, which is the fear of spiders, and they're being exposed to spiders for the first time. And it wasn't as good as I hoped, but there's one scene, one clip of it that I had to show you guys.
Hi, I'm Diana Terranova and I'm a live insect handler. Today, we're going to be helping people get over their fear of spiders.
This is real. My hands are shaking for real.
When we're handling spiders, what we want to do is we want to be as quiet as possible. Oh God, that's not small at all!
That's what she said. Xtreme Collectibles here with Jack of the Dust Redback Spider Skull. So I've done 2 other reviews on Jack of the Dust pieces. Jack of the Dust creates awesome, weird, crazy shit out of human skulls. Not real human skulls, otherwise, actually that'd be really cool. But they templated after a human skull. I've done a venomized Jack of the Dust skull and then a melted Jack of the Dust skull. And I picked this one up just because it looks badass and I like spiders and I think it may go well with a venom bust. I have 2 of them. I'm still not sure on that. And as I said in the intro, I wanted to find a cool spider video and I didn't search this one, but there's a great scene about spiders in an awesome underrated movie. So I'm going to show this right now and hopefully that it doesn't get me copyrighted off of YouTube. So let's try it.
Admits his fears. That's what I'm asking you to do here tonight. Who wants to start? Fears, let's talk about it. Fears.
Hey, I'm scared of spiders, Coach.
Well, that's not what I meant.
Me too, Coach. I'm afraid of spiders too, Coach. Yeah. Goddamn spiders freak me too, fellas.
I just love that video. This came $499, includes free shipping from Down Under, Australia made, and I was shocked as hell nothing was broken. Very impressed by that. I mean, I was sure something would be broken, but they package it really well. Tons of bubble wrap, tons of packing peanuts, 2 boxes, tons of wrap around it. And now I got to get it back to my office because that's where I'm planning on putting it. I was actually going to put the last one I did, the melting skull, if you've seen that, at my office. But that's with my Terminator graveyard stuff. I have a T800 bust from Sideshow Cool Props, worth about $1,200, $1,300. The shelf completely collapsed a few weeks ago, if you've seen that on Facebook. So it's kind of a boneyard, and the melted skull looks good with it. While I wait for my Queen Studios T800 bust, come on. Paid in full shipping like 2 months ago. Standard Jack of the Dust packing. As always, it comes with a standard Jack of the Dust envelope with the red candle seal, the wax seal, like they use in medieval times and Game of Thrones. Kind of neat. I wonder if they still actually use wax. So let's open this guy up. Usually it's a handwritten note, and they have been putting certificate of authenticities in the form of a death certificate. So we'll see if they continue to do that. It sure as hell looks like it. So it says, "Hey Mr. X, thank you again for your amazing support. Enjoy adding your new redback spider skull to your awesome collection. Thanks, Jack of the Dust team." And last time it named what I previously ordered, so that's kind of neat. So there's a death certificate of authenticity. Here's a picture of it. And kind of talks about it. Not really specific to the spider, other than it does say it's the redback spider skull, where the last one kind of had a story to it. So still kind of neat. I do appreciate that little touch. Last time, if you recall, on the bottom they signed it. Well, this time they signed it and they put a number, which they haven't been doing. And I believe these are made to order in batches of 50 or so. But believe it or not, I'm number one. Number one, baby. So very interesting, very cool piece. This is kind of a piece that I would expect to display in a kind of a goth shop. Not necessarily you have to be goth to do it, but it's really creepy. Halloween, I really think of Halloween. And let's look at the concept and design of this. It's a little bit different than the other skulls. For example, this is a complete hybrid, where at least the other skulls had a complete skull. This does not, which we're going to talk about in the sculpt and the paint. But here's kind of the best picture. There's so many different angles you can look at it from. But this is a skull that is truly turned into a spider. The bottom half, the jawline, has kind of become the spider head. And this is just weird shit that they think up. And if you recall my last video, I showed some of their Halloween masks that they do, which I really do want, and I have some rewards. So that might be the next one, even though I don't dress up for Halloween. But really cool concept, really cool design. So the redback spider, that is a black widow. I know where I live, there's tons and tons of black widows. I'm not a huge spider fan. I'm not afraid of spiders by any means. But I don't collect them or anything weird like that, even though about 12 years ago, I moved to where I live now, 13 years ago, and I moved right before the holidays. And I walked in on December 23rd, and on my desk was a terrarium. So it's a housing unit for reptiles and creepy things. And inside of it was a tarantula, a rose-haired tarantula. For some reason, my staff decided that I wanted a spider, and we used to feed it black widows and stuff like that, and it was really cool. Even though tarantulas freaked me out a little bit, I never picked it up. So eventually, I gave it to my assistant, who actually now works for me or with me. I hate saying people work for me, even though they kind of do. She's a manager now, and she still has it. She still has that tarantula. So like 14, 15 years later, no idea how long they last. But they do have black widows where I live. Black widows, I'm not going to give an entomology lesson by any means, but they're one of the most poisonous spiders in the US. But they're decently reclusive too, so if you see one, don't run screaming. But on this guy, people might run and screaming, so let's talk about the paint and the sculpt on him. So I'm going to kind of hit it side by side, just start on one side and kind of go all the way around and talk about the paint and the sculpt at the same time. So first from the right side here, and right side and left side are very, very similar other than the position of some of these legs. I do like how they made sure there's joints in the legs like there are in real arachnids. Amount about entomology, believe it or not. So I like the different positioning of them. And the black paint that they have all over is that high gloss paint that they used on the other pieces that I have. It's very reflective. So some of these pictures you might actually see that. And you can see some of the eye socket on the side. And then moving towards the back, one of the things you see in all their skulls is you see the hairline almost fracture type seam that skulls go together on. So it's good they didn't miss that detail. And it's all over the skull where a normal human skull would be, at least the ones that I find. Then I really like what they did with the red mark. So on traditional black widows, the female will have the red mark. Males may have a tiny one. And not only is this really, really big, it's a lot bigger than it normally would be, but they used a variation of colors. So not just a traditional red, but an off red and white speckles. And I think it makes the statue pop a lot more. So it was chosen for artistic design, and that was a smart choice. Then moving to the other side here, you see the legs are a little bit different position. They don't sit directly on the floor, which I kind of think is good. It shows it like it's actually walking with that same black reflective paint. And then looking at the front here, so first of all, starting at the top of the head, traditional skull, the eye sockets, the nose sockets, everything's pretty normal there, but it's below it that it really starts to change. So first of all, the teeth are completely gone or torn out or deteriorated, which is not traditional on a skull. This is the first Jack of the Dust skull I have like that. And I don't know if I like it, to be honest with you. I would have preferred the teeth. And then the bottom jaw, has completely turned into the the head of or cephalothorax of a spider. So you have the head and the middle part all together, and then you can see the face here. So they have the 8 eyes, they have the mandibles and the fangs on the front. I almost wonder what this would have looked like if they added some different colors of paint, like some white on the front. I don't know if it would be better or make it worse. So this is probably a safe route, but it does look neat. A little bit more detail to it. So just a weird, freaky, cool piece. I decided to throw this on the day 6 of statues just to switch it up. The pieces I had arrived today were 1 custom, this, and then 4 Prime 1 pieces from Prime 1 Economy Shipping. And we're going to be reviewing one of those tomorrow on day 7. And I'm also going to give my thoughts on Prime 1 Economy Shipping because there's been a lot of stuff going on with that. So if this is your first time watching, please give me a subscribe because there's cool shit like this all the time. Please let me know what you think of the Jack of the Dust stuff. If you haven't checked them out, check out their website. Again, I get no kickbacks. I just think they make cool shit. So really appreciate you guys watching. Until tomorrow, day 7, Prime 1. Take care.